So we welcome in our man Jake Gadon from CBS13. Jake, lots to talk about, and we'll start with the game tonight at the Golden One Center. No Zach LaVine, no DeMar DeRozan. We thought the story going into this game would be no Steph Curry. It appears, and there could potentially be more added to that list. We don't know the status of Jimmy Butler yet, nor Pods or Draymond Green. We'll learn that as the day progresses. But where are you at with the Sacramento Kings in this game tonight, which just got a lot more difficult for the Kings?
It's interesting, though, because every single time there isn't a star player that doesn't play for the opposite team, it really don't matter, right? Like, we've seen it happen before. LeBron wasn't there. Luka wasn't there. Austin Reeves goes out for 45 or 55 or whatever it was. I think the same thing you can say tonight about Jonathan Kuminga. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kuminga goes for 30-something tonight or Moses Moody goes for another 20-piece off the bench. I think for the Kings tonight, it'll be interesting to see who they slide into Zach's spot as a starter, because I still think Westbrook is still going to get the start of the four, right? Is it Malik? Is it Keon? I'm more inclined to put Keon in that spot and have Malik come off the bench. But that will be a very intriguing matchup to look at or decision to look at. And then who gets a start at center, Eubanks or our new guy, Achua? Am I saying that right? Precious Achua? So, he's available tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes off the bench, though, and you start Eubanks at the starting position. Not having Domas tonight is actually not a terrible thing. They're just the Warriors they have length, but they don't have massive big man size other than Al Horford and Quentin Post. So I could see them playing a lot of small ball tonight. I think it kind of works in their favor in that respect. But coming off this road trip, they need to protect home court, guys, before this thing starts spiraling. Like, they're in every game they've been in. It's about either starting well or finishing well, and they haven't been able to do that when they lose. So Denver, it was not starting well. Previous to that, before the Bucks game, it was not ending well, where you were leading against the Bulls and you were leading against OKC. Tonight, let's play a complete 48 minutes of basketball. That's what I want.
Jake, I know you weren't very high on this team coming in, so I'll preface it with that. But do you look at the Kings right now and say, maybe they're a little better than I thought? Because you see them in these games, you see they have an opportunity, and it feels like, for me at least, they're not that far away from being a better team than maybe people give them credit for. It's a quarter here or there. It's, maybe getting Keegan Murray back and having a little bit more balance on the roster or whatever. But I watched them on that road trip, and for the majority of those games outside of the Chicago game in the second half of this Chicago game, they were there. They had an opportunity to compete or win in all of those games. So do you look at them as possibly being close once they get a little bit more cohesion and a little bit more used to each other to possibly being a decent team?
So I agree with you. Like, the play on the actual court has surprised me. And what surprised me the most is the impact of what Russell Westbrook has made to this team. Because, heading into the season, I still didn't think, and we talked about this, 2 or 3 weeks ago, guys, I didn't think the barometer would really change with adding Russell Westbrook. I take that back. The barometer has definitely changed with adding Westbrook to the team. I think he absolutely helps his team. Has been one of the best players to start the season. And to think about him not being on this roster 3 weeks ago and where they would be at without him would be, quite honestly, laughable right now. But what I am seeing on the actual court, to your point, Casey, is yes, they are much more competitive in these games than I originally expected. I thought defensively they weren't going to be good, and they've been better defensively than I thought. I did still think that the rebounding issues that they've had this year so far is consistent with what I thought prior to the season. But in the end, it's not about the play on the court. It's not about how well they play with each other. It's about, can you win the game or can you lose the game? And where they're at standings-wise has not been surprising for me. That's exactly where I thought they were going to be. The fact that they stole one on the road against a Milwaukee Bucks team that's pretty dang good. I thought it was going to be at the Bulls game where they stole a game. I think that's been pretty impressive. But, even this homestand, guys, I'm expecting one win. And it might be only against Atlanta just because of what the Hawks are looking like. But, it sounds like Minnesota's going to get Ant-Man back on Sunday. Who do they play on Thursday or Tuesday? Oh, the Nuggets again against Denver. Like, yes, that was a competitive game, but I am not surprised where the record is. Now, could it get better and could they get back to a 500 team? Absolutely, with a lighter schedule coming up, and especially with what's happening with the Utah Jazz today. But the play on the court has surprised me. The record hasn't.
I know no one cares because I've been a broken record for years because they perpetually underperform and are overrated. Minnesota's 4-3. Like if like Oklahoma City's 8-0, like if you've got a little discomfort going into that NBA Cup game on Friday night, like I get it, but like and I feel like it's just a pessimistic view on the Kings. Well, Ant-Man's coming back. Like they're not that good. They're never that good, and the Kings usually play really well with them. They play really well with Denver too. Why that is, I have no idea. I don't know, but they do.
When you say Denver this year or Denver last year, because I think Denver's a completely different.
You know what I say? It's Jokic.
Okay.
I just associate like they play well against like Jokic teams, and normally those games are pretty competitive. But you were talking about like the play on the court and how it doesn't matter, Jake, because wins and losses has been what you expect. I disagree. Like, and I keep using the analogy of glass half full, glass half empty, whether you're pessimistic or optimistic. Like, they're right there in these games. Like, they couldn't close out Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is the defending champion. They closed them out. All right, I get that. Like, I feel like, I felt a certain way going into tonight's game when I thought Steph and Jimmy weren't playing. Now it looks like Jimmy is questionable versus being out. But now it's a whole different dynamic without Zach LaVine and Domantas Sabonis. So I don't really know what to think about this game. But the point is, they've been competitive in all of them. And to me, the question is, do they get over the hump and start winning these games that are close? Or do they just live in the area that you're talking about where, yeah, they're competitive, but ultimately they're going to stay 2, 3, 4 games below 500 for the bulk of the year?
I think that's where time will tell. And that's what's going to be the biggest barometer when it comes to what they do with the trade deadline. If the glass half full, because I'm with you, Dame, like when you say that, if they start figuring it out and starting to win these close games and winning, the small margin type of stuff, and that leads to wins, then yes, they'll keep the group together, right? But if it's still the same thing in a month and a half from now, I think Scott Perry's going to be like, all right, well, clearly this isn't working. Like, let's take a look at what's not working in this. And is it on the defensive side of things? Is it offensively not working cohesively? I do like what they've added with Precious, though. Like, that's going to be a nice shot blocking, rebounding type of situation that very surprised he's been on the market, right? So I think that could swing the barometer in a different direction, because I just don't think they've had the rebounding prowess that they need. And everyone's been scared about his offensive abilities. I'm intrigued, and I want you guys to keep an eye out on this. When he plays his 2-man game with Russell Westbrook, like, I think that's going to cook a little bit. Like, watch that. I think Russ has been really good with big men, and Precious is a guy to keep an eye on with that. But to answer your question, Dame, they're close. The time will tell type of thing. Like, it will. That question will answer itself by January or February.
Oh, well, look, and like we mentioned yesterday, they can just end up being close all year long. Like, they don't ever have to turn the corner or fall off the wagon. They could just be a team that's like, man, they're right there. And next thing you know, we're in March and we're saying the same thing. So to your point, it's about the wins or losses. I also want to talk a little bit about what you said about Precious. I agree offensively in the sense of, I think he's a pretty good finisher. He's not going to create his own offense or whatever, but if you get him in a 2-man game, he's getting on some offensive boards, in the dunker spot, things like that. I think he's a pretty solid finisher, and I could see him having, a few double-doubles here that might surprise some people, just off the fact that he knows how to be around the basket for dump-offs and pick-and-roll situations.
I've actually been lucky enough to watch him with the New York Knicks for the past couple of years. And, like, does he have an offensive bag? No, but I don't think you're asking him to do that, right? I think you're asking him to defensive force and protect the rim. I think you're truly asking him to be one of the best rebounders on the team. And then offensively, to be able to clog the lanes, be in the dunker spot, and play a two-man game. You're not asking him to go one-on-one. You're not asking him to take an open three. Like the role that they have for him that they've been missing is perfect for him, and what they're going to ask for him to do. The fact that he's been with Miami, he had his best years, if I'm right on this, with Miami as well. And I think this is a guy, like I said, he knows how to win at a high level. He was in 17 playoff games for the New York Knicks over the past 2 years. He knows how to win, and he's played significant minutes. I think he started 2 or 3 games in those playoff games. So this is a guy that I don't think is any slouch. I think he is going to be a guy that can play significant minutes for the Kings moving forward. And I know a lot of Kings Twitter has been up in arms over Isaac Jones, and Isaac's a great prospect. And I think his game is he has an exponential amount that he can learn from his game. I just don't know if the Kings are at that point right now where it's okay, we need to be in a phase of rebuilding. They're going for it right now. They're with an older squad. That's the squad that they've constructed. So you got to go for it with the players that you have on the roster. I think Precious is much more defined than Isaac in terms of his game and what he can provide, and only a year older.
Do you have any thoughts on Ja Morant and the rumblings that are going around the league right now?
That's my plan for the night. I'm going to talk to my people and listen to them, what they have to say. And I have my opinions on Ja. I think Ja is a phenomenal talent and is a guy that is incredibly good when he has the ball in his hands and is one of the most athletic players in the NBA. I am actually not worried about the off the field or off the court issues. I think plainly put, his availability is my biggest worry, because you're paying a guy a lot of money not to play damn near every game. He has not played a full NBA season in the past 2 years. And I think he's has had a lot of people around him, especially last year with Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson. I think if you bring Ja in here, there's got to be a buy-in with that, and he's got to be on the same page as Doug, because that's clearly the issue in Memphis right now. And I would worry about that. I really would worry about that. I do like the youth, and if you're going for a youth thought process, then yeah, in that lens, I do agree with it. But I don't know how much that moves the needle, fam. I'm not for or against it. I just don't know how that changes the dynamic of the team.
Would you do it? Say it's Monk.
Hey, give me a trade scenario. Who's going?
We'll go with the one that I read the other day. It's Monk, Schroeder, Keon, 2 first rounders. One of them is the Spurs pick.
First rounder this year, is it unprotected?
26, both of them unprotected. 26 Kings pick, 27 Spurs pick.
No, not that scenario.
What is it? The draft picks in that scenario that bother you?
It's the draft picks. It's not the players. It's the draft picks. I think people are very high on Keon Ellis. I love Keon. I think he's a very key within the Kings organization, what they do, but there's a lot of that type of player out in the NBA that you can go and acquire. Love Malik. Contract is just not great right now. And the same thing with DeMar. It's just you can't give picks away for a guy you can't give unprotected picks away for a guy that does not play every single night in the night in and night out. That's where my issue is.
Are you a believer in Scott Perry?
I am for right now.
All right.
Every single.
I was gonna tear you up if you said no, talking about you're gonna hold on to these draft picks, but you don't believe in the general manager.
Because you want to know why? Look what he did this year in the draft. Nick Clifford, I'm telling you right now, when we're at the end of the season, I think we're going to look back and say that's one of the best picks in this year's draft. And with the previous regime, I would have been no, trade your picks, because you guys don't know what to do with your first rounders. Davion's gone, Devin Carter's gone. You guys have wasted your first round picks. With this regime, I think they know exactly what they're doing with their picks and how smart they are with them.
They'd want to draft the dad out of the Compton school you were just talking about.
Seriously.
Is it doing too much to say that trade was on the table and Scott Perry said, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to give up the picks. Is it doing too much to say, all right, you better find a franchise player with that pick? It can't be Nick Clifford again. Like you had an opportunity, and I know how you feel about Ja now, but you had an opportunity to get that type of guy, and you said no. Drafting Nick Clifford again isn't going to be good enough. We're going to look at that pick and say it better hit.
That's a great question. Damn, good for you, Casey. That got me thinking.
Thank you.
Okay, where is that a lottery pick?
Let's say, just for argument's sake, it's 12. Yeah, 12.
Then you got to hit on it. You have to hit on it, but I don't think it has to be. It has to be a not more than a rotational player. Like it's got to be a guy that's a starter. Now
you got to be better than Ja, right?
It's got to
too much.
That's I think Ja though didn't he
better than what Ja once was, or better than what Ja is now, or better than the totality of Ja in 2 years, where you can look at it. I think Ja will have been in the league, like 9 years at that point?
Meet me in the middle a little bit. Say not the lowest of Ja, but not the ceiling. A guy that's averaging 21 a night.
You got to be better than Ja is now.
Yeah.
Like,
and more available.
At the time when he's drafted, you got to be better than Ja is at that point. Yeah. Right. I know where you're going. I get it. For those in the chat, no, Devin Carter's not gone. Figuratively, Devin Carter is gone. Well, no. Jake said a second ago, Davion's gone, Devin's gone. Devin might as well be gone. What Jake said, and he's too nice, is useless, and he's not doing anything to help the team. That's what he meant.
You said it, not me.
I'm sorry, Devin.
Guys, I think he could play in the.
Devin Carter's not useless. He just doesn't help this basketball team.
Guys, I think that he'd be a star player in the Turkish league. Don't you agree?
No, stop. I know what you're doing. Stop it, Jake. Come on. I know what you're doing.
I mean, look, the guy could be on the NBA.
No, that's not what he's talking about. He said Turkish for a reason.
Oh, come on, man. I think I know what he's talking about. He got no control over that, man.
And it happened quick. Go look at his college picks. Like, it happened quick.
He got no control over that, man. Don't do that to that.
I hope Devin turns into a solid basketball player, man.
I think he can, but he's got some.
Were you a part of the star-studded lineup that was at Sac State last night?
I wasn't. I was part of the amazing election coverage we had here at CBS 13. Prop 50 was just rolling. All right.
Nice, yeah. Looks like a lot of the elections were over early.
No, but I did watch the game. Like what I saw. Really did like what I saw. I think the first half was. I think there was a nervous jitterness in that arena, and I know Casey, you were there, so you can speak to it. Second half is what I saw, like what I think the team is going to be. I think defensively they locked in defensively on the second half. Cherry is going to be a freaking monster this year. Who's the Prophet Johnson? Really impressed with his game. And what was it? Pete is the local kid from Cap Christian.
Yeah, Jaden Teat, man, went to Jesuit.
No, did not Jesuit. Cap.
I might have lost him when he switched. I know he started at Jesuit.
He started at Jesuit, ended up at Cap Christian. They got a squad there. I think the big question next week is I think they play Santa Barbara next week on the road.
That's a tough game.
That's a tough game, but I think that's a good measure.
That's gonna be a tough game. That's gonna be here. That's gonna be a tough game.
Hold on, I can tell you. I have it. No, it's
mad because I can't go.
No, it's on the 12th. UCSB. Nice try. I have all my stuff right behind me.
I'm gonna trust you. I thought it was here because I wanted to go to that game. I remember seeing it. I wanted to go.
That's a women's basketball game. You're right. You might be right. Hold on. No, it is here. It's here on the 11th. You were right, Casey. My bad.
It's the same night as Denver. That's why I was like, damn, I'm gonna go to the Denver game. So
yeah, that's the first night of the back-to-back, right? Denver to Tuesday, Atlanta. Yeah, it's a good week next week because that's Oklahoma and UCLA is Monday.
On Monday. That'll be a good one.
It's a good week.
Hey, speaking of women's college basketball, how about those Huskies?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, good for your little Huskies. I was just gonna pay your stupid little quarterback a compliment and how much I like him, but now I'm not gonna pay your quarterback a compliment. Since you tried to work in the army of Oriema over there in what's the name of that godforsaken town?
Stores.
Storybook endings happen in stores.
Stores, but sometimes they play in Hartford, huh?
They do. That's facts. Yeah.
Hey, the XL Center got an upgrade. It's going to be. I'm excited. I'm going to go back.
That's what I heard. That was a nice venue. Like, it was a perfectly nice venue.
No, it was not great. It
was fun, but I know sometimes like the old Arco, the behind the scenes stuff, like it was gross. Like the behind the scenes stuff, the old Arco room was terrible. Like everything was dated. Maybe that was the case at the XL Center too.
That's precisely what's going on. Hey,
Hartford
real quick,
has a nice downtown. Actually, it has a really nice downtown.
I don't think I've been. I think.
Well, it is downtown, but it's
downtown.
really nice.
Yeah, I haven't been there before.
It's nice.
Real quick, I know Casey was at the game on Sunday. Tough way to end the Republic FC season. All right, that was tough. I also think, like, don't be surprised. From everything I'm hearing, that whole squad might get turned upside down. Just a heads up, to all listeners. That's going to be a complete 180.
I'm trying to figure out what did I miss. I looked at the replay again, and why did Roro get the red card?
Because they have no AR/VR, like in terms of like being able to replay watch everything. So the referee took the easy road out. We have video of it. Roro did nothing. The other guy just
suplexed and tried to get up. That's all that happened.
That's literally all that happened. And then they tossed them both because Roro was like, "What are you doing? Like, get off of me." Tough way to end for him. Like staple of Sacramento for soccer, and your final game, you get a red card and tossed out of the game in extra period or extra time, and you can't even take a penalty kick for a win. Like, talk about it.
At least no one will ever forget the way you went out.
Well, there's that.
We'll always remember Bro was thrown out of his last game. There's that.
That is.
Hey guys, I gotta go though because we got a Dodgers fan in the house now, and
yes, sir. Still partying. Still partying. Parade's still going on.
All right.
What's up, boys?
Well, it was fun. All right,
you know what Blake Snell said?
Relaxed,
Blake Snell said that if you can't beat them, join them. That's the most loser mentality on the face of the earth.
He's a loser.
All right. Well,
he's actually a winner, but he's a loser.
We'll let you crazy kids go. B, good to hear from you. Jake, we appreciate
glad to hear from you.
See you at G1C tonight, guys. Okay.
You got it, buddy. You got it. That's our man Jake Gadon right there. And Brandon Benitez with the run-in, CBS 13.